Welcome to Beyond the Details. Today we're going to have an inside look at the McLaren Speedtail, one of 106 built. This is a really special car. No two are quite alike, and in this particular case, we have a very special bespoke blue leather interior, and with most Speedtails, it also has blue leather floor mats. There's nothing quite like a Speedtail. This is not like any other modern supercar in that everything in this interior is bespoke or made to order. So all the colors were chosen by the owner of this car, as well as the carbon fiber patterns, the actual leather itself, and some of the other details that we'll get into as we film around, including the steering wheel and the stitching in the seats, the contrasting stitching. To start off with, this interior is super aniline leather, is what they called from McLaren. For lack of a better explanation, it's like a baseball glove. It doesn't really have a finish on it, so it's very delicate. But on the other hand, it's extremely grippy. If you put your hand on here, you can feel it grip. So it's sort of like being sucked in on Velcro when you're sitting in the seat. Also, the finish is extremely delicate, so we have to be very careful. So when I first worked on this car, right after delivery, we ceramic coated this entire interior, which will make it easier to clean. The owner has been driving the car, so we'll just go over a couple things on how we clean it. But more importantly, you're going to see what can be done in a car these days as far as really amazing materials and build quality. It's phenomenal. A few of the other things I wanted to point out right away is the body color painted on the steering wheel here, but also this carbon fiber pattern here. This is what they call 1K carbon, which has an extremely fine weave that's been compared to Egyptian cotton before the resin is actually applied. So it's a super fine, very tight, almost about a millimeter square weave that goes on both sides here. The other thing we'll take a look at later is the dashboard has this gradient effect to it where it's black in the middle, fading to these dots on the outside edge. It's just an amazing scene. You've got two video screens on the outside plus the center screen. Those two screens act as your mirrors, of course, and then you have your center screen which takes care of everything instrument wise. We're going to get started getting cleaning on this, and we'll take a look at some of the other really interesting features about this particular Speedtail. One of the more unique features too about the Speedtail, this comprises again with the 1K carbon, this makes up the door, which has a little compartment under the seat for storage. At the same time, it creates the floor mat, which on the sides are leather, and then each one of these buttons are rubber. So we're going to clean this, get it back into good shape, and then we'll clean the area before we put it back into place, and then start moving into the driver compartment. Notice too that everything we do, we spray onto a cloth. I don't just go randomly spraying the cleaning agent in here. I'm trying to be as little invasive as possible, trying to get just the results that we need without a lot of scrubbing and any abrasion to this leather. So it's very, very delicate, as I said, but at the same time, you know, you have to exert some kind of force to get it to clean. A little bit of chemical and a little bit of effort, and just taking your time. It's the best way to do something like this. Just an interesting side note. This side of the car seems to have a little bit more wear than the left side. So think about this for a second. It's a 3-seat car. And if someone else is driving, what seat would you take? Would you take the seat that's on the outside without a steering wheel watching oncoming coming right at you, or would you take the safe bet and move closer to the edge of the road? Think about it. So thanks again for joining us on this trip around a McLaren Speedtail. Due to really good preparation, we were able to clean up this interior without a lot of trouble. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching Beyond the Details.